Okay, so like the point of this is to be rewatched, right? So, hello, welcome to Aviva Studios. Yeah, today, so this video is called My Philosophy Expanded, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna like talk about everything I think about okay, not everything, but like a lot of what I think about morality and humans. Right, so I have a very controversial belief. I have a very controversial belief. Like, I think 99% of people in the world don't believe this. Right? What is that belief? It is the idea that we shouldn't kill anyone. Seriously, that's the idea. Right? Right. I think like 99% of people don't agree with that. And that's really upsetting, right? So there's like several beliefs that most people would disagree with. Right? Most people would disagree with at least one. So we shouldn't kill anyone. No one deserves to die. Every death is a tragedy. And yeah, I think that's the three things I want to talk about, right? And also, the reasons why I believe this. Why people don't agree with the reasons, of course, because they don't agree with the idea. Right. So, like, why I believe this? I believe that we shouldn't kill anyone. No one deserves to die. Every death is a tragedy. Partly because number one, we shouldn't kill anyone because, right? Why shouldn't we not kill anyone? So number one, we shouldn't kill anyone because we can learn something for everyone. No. No, that's not the reason. Okay, we should kill anyone because there's better alternatives. Right? No one deserves to die because no one deserves to live. Right? So I don't think no one deserves anything. Right? I don't believe we deserve anything. Right? And every death is a tragedy because we can learn something for everyone. Right? And everyone disagrees with something on that list. Right? Everyone disagrees. Like 99% of people will disagree with one of these. Right, I believe all of these. I'm gonna get into section 1 of my ideas. Right, because I've got like a list of notes. Okay, so I'm gonna get back to why I think we shouldn't kill later. We're gonna start with this, right? No, wait, I'm not gonna delete it. I'm just gonna push it down. Yeah, just push it down. Okay, so there are no good people. I believe this. There are no good people. And if there are good people, there's like 5. There's like 5 good people in the world, right? What people call good is very weird to me. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. What people call good is so weird to me, right? Because I don't think that the general politeness that people have for each other makes you a good person. I hope you can hear me. I didn't mess up, did I? Okay, few. I fixed it. Right, so people think that, like, just being general politeness makes you a good person. Right, I disagree with that, right? I think that the general politeness of society, that doesn't make you good, right? That just means you are following societal norms. Right, so there's an American politeness, there's a Canadian politeness, there's a Japanese politeness. They're following a societal norm. It doesn't mean you're a good person, it means that you're not insane. Right, so I wouldn't say these are good people, these are people who are not insane. I think in order to be a good person, I think what you have to do is, you have to always constantly be sacrificing yourself. In order to prove you're a good person, right? Because if someone just shows general politeness, but then they are rude to a group of people whenever they feel like it, right? Because that's common, right? Nice to your friends, but rude to like a certain group of people, for laughs. Like, I feel like they're not good, right? I think that being a good person would be about constantly giving and constantly trying to make the world better, which no one does that, right? Which is fine. It's fine if people aren't like always extending a hand, right? As long as they are, because I think the societal norms we have are okay, right? It's okay to just be not crazy, right? You don't have to always be sacrificing yourself, always like always trying to figure out what next to do. It'd be great if we did that. If we always were trying to fix everyone's problems. And I think maybe you could consider that to be an evil. Right, you know, there's this thought experiment I was thinking of. You know that thought experiment of child drowning in shallow pool? Right, if you shave the child drowning in shallow pool, you will destroy your $20 pants. Right, and most people believe that, oh yeah, yes, even if it destroys your $20 pants, you should save the child in the drowning pool. Right, because but we don't seem to have that same opinion about helping everyone with their problems as much as we can, when we don't see that they're having a problem, right? No one will call you a bad person because you didn't try to find out if a bunch of people had depression and you didn't try to stop them from committing suicide, right? Because that stuff was out of your reach, right? So people have this idea that, okay, so you should help the people who are in your reach, but anything that isn't in your reach, it's okay if you ignore it, right? But I'm starting to wonder if that's actually an evil, right? It's actually an evil that we are not trying to reach out to as many people as possible. Right? So I don't know if we're good people if we kind of just spend most of our time at home laughing at memes, right? And we're not trying to reach out to as many people, right? So I don't know. It isn't that we're good. It is that we are simply following societal norms, and it's normal for us to not... It's normal for us to not do anything at this point. Like, to just stay at home, laugh at memes, and maybe, like, when you see someone in your vicinity who's in trouble, you help them out. Right? And I don't think that's enough. We need to be doing more to find out, okay, who has a problem and helping them fix it. Because what else can we do? Right? Like, we have time, but we don't do that. So I don't think that we're good. I think we're simply following societal norms. Hopefully that didn't get I didn't get redundant there. My second belief right here on the list. Oh yeah, so I didn't put this here. This was like section 1. This is a part section 1. And the second thing, people don't deserve anything, right? The word deserve is such a strange word to me. It doesn't mean anything to my mind. People say, oh yeah, they deserve this, so they deserve that. Oh, I'm so happy you get it, because you deserve it. Like, again, the word doesn't mean anything other than, I want you to have this. Right, so I don't think people deserve things. I believe that I simply want people to have things, because I'm human. Right, I'm a human, and I want other humans to prosper. So I don't think, the word deserve means nothing, right? When you say someone deserves to die, you're just saying you want them to die. Right, there's no cosmic big meaning to that. It's just, I want this person to die. So I don't think people deserve things, and we definitely don't deserve to live, right? Life is a gift. We didn't do anything to earn it, because before we lived, we didn't exist. So how could you earn life if you didn't exist, right? So we don't deserve life. This is a gift. I know, like, a lot of people don't think life is a gift because it kind of sucks right now. But I don't know, but it's a gift that because you didn't ask for it. It's not reward because we didn't do anything to achieve it. So life is a gift. People don't deserve to live, and people don't deserve anything, right? Because the word, when people use it, they are literally just saying, I want you to have this, they're not saying the truth. Like, it's not a true statement, it's just an opinion. So we should help people to prosper solely because they are human. Right? And I want bad people to prosper. Because in order for bad people to prosper, what would it mean for a bad person to prosper? It would mean that they would stop being bad. Right? And you should want that. People want bad people to suffer. You should want them to prosper, because what does it mean for them to prosper? It would mean for them to go through pain. Like, it would mean for them to go through the painful process of becoming a better person. And that must not be easy for them, right? You should want the bad people to do the hard thing. And the hard thing is not suffering. The hard thing is being better. Because it's the thing that a lot of them don't do. Yeah, so I can't deny that this is based on my faith, right? Right, like slightly, right? I guess it's slightly, right? But there are Christians who disagree with me, right? There's Christians who disagree with the idea that no one deserves to die, right? That no one should, or no one deserves to live. Okay, so do you deserve punishment if you transgress God's law? It's hard to say, right? Because, again, like I said, the word deserve doesn't mean anything to me, right? It's, do you deserve punishment from God? Or does God just want to punish you? I feel like those are the same sentences. I feel like that's the same sentence. God wants to punish you. You deserve punishment. And the first sentence makes more sense. Like, the first sentence means something to me, right? It means something that the creator of everything wants me to be punished. But the word deserve doesn't mean something. I hope that makes sense. Right, so the point of Christianity is that you don't get what you deserve. Right, so what were Christians meant to do? Right, when Christianity started, we started in like the Middle East, I think, right? We started near Rome, where they were surrounded by Romans, right? And what were the Romans doing, right? I feel like the Romans were doing horrible things. Like, they were killing babies solely because they didn't want them, right? They would kill a baby if they didn't want it. They would also, and those babies, I think they would, like, grow up, and they would be homeless. Like, sometimes the babies would grow up, right? They would be saved, and they would, like, be the poorest, and they would be homeless. And then they would end up in a brothel, right? And they would, I feel like some Roman men, like, they would, like, rape children in brothels. And that was, like, fairly common. Like, they would touch boys or something, right? So they would kill babies, they would expose them if they did not want them. And they also did many evil things besides that, right? I watched a video about how Christianity protected children when it started. Yeah, so that's why I got the children thing, right, from. And I'm sure there's, like, plenty of other evils they were engaged in. You know, Romans also did crucifixion. Right, so it's like, Roman society was bad, but we were still supposed to save the Romans. They didn't deserve to be saved. We weren't supposed to save them, right? So the point of Christianity is that you give people the good news, the gospel, and you save them, right? The point of Christianity is to give people what they don't deserve. It's to save the Romans, right, when they did not deserve it. And there's plenty of songs that we sing, like, when I was your enemy, you came for me, right? Like, I think, like, there's several songs with a lyric like that. Like, that Christians write. So I hope I got that right. So the point of Christianity is to save people who didn't deserve to be saved, or else nothing would change. Nothing is going to change if you don't help people start believing what they believe, and make them believe something different. So yeah, we shouldn't kill people. We should make them believe what we believe, right? So you might say, okay, well, some people are just not gonna redeem themselves, and I agree with that, right? Like, there's plenty of people who die evil. There's plenty of people who are just not gonna change. In that case, I wouldn't say we kill them. I would say I would say we make them work, right? That's what I want to do with criminals, right? So if someone commits a heinous crime, right, the option you give them is like, okay, you're gonna serve a sentence. After you serve the sentence, you're gonna serve society rigorously in some way. Not sure. Like the only thing I can think of is farming. The only thing I can think of is farming. But like I want like this heinous criminal, like a rapist or a mass murderer, right? I want them to like serve society rigorously after they serve a sentence. I'm not sure in what way, right? Because that means more than execution, right? It means so much more to me than execution, like to serve society every day. And if they resist, I guess you can kill them, right? But only if they resist, only if they fight. We shouldn't just kill people because we feel like killing them. Okay. Okay, so I don't have faith in humanity. I have faith in principles. Right? And people don't follow principles, so I don't have faith in them. Right, because why would I have faith in humanity when there's so much killing? Like, it's so common for people to kill. And that people disagree with my philosophy. They disagree with the concept. They disagree with my simple belief that we shouldn't kill. So why should I have faith in humanity? Like, when we can't do something as simple as not kill. Right? Right, so murder is so common. Right? Like, some of these things people don't even consider as murder. Right? So, war, abortion, a drunk driver hitting someone. Right? We got gang violence. Like, it's very common for us to just destroy life. And just rudeness, right? And just general rudeness and racism and, like, all kinds of problems in the world. Racism, sexism. Right? Just, like, all these little things, right? So I don't really have faith in humanity because we don't care enough about each other. What if they don't resist violently? Okay, so after years of serving a sentence, right, you tell them, okay, you're going to serve society rigorously. And if they resist, you kill them. And if they don't resist, they work. I don't understand what you're missing. Right, so, like, it's just common for people to just be terrible to each other, to be rude, to be racist. Right. There's thankfully less racism. I think there's less racism in the West than there is in other places. But it's very common. Like, and I think in every country, in every area, there's always like a group of people that certain amount of people hate. Right, for instance, in UK, they really don't like the Romani. Have you heard that before? Okay, so here's my section 3. I'm going to talk about the death penalty and all my thoughts in it, right? Because I have a lot of thoughts. I made at least 2 posts about the death penalty, I think. Right, so okay, so here's something. Probably weren't expecting this. Jeffrey Epstein. Right? This guy is a psycho. Right? A lot of people want to kill him. Right? I heard that Jeffrey Epstein might still be alive. Yes, abortion is on the list. Because a fetus is a human, and they're alive. Right? And I don't understand how people can be so nonchalant about it, right? So, I heard recently that, in Europe, or in the UK, 1/3 of Gen Z, 1/3 of what is supposed to be the new generation, was aborted. And I'm thinking, right, 1/3 of what's supposed to be the new generation was aborted in the womb, right, killed in the womb. And I'm like, there's no in between here, right? You're either totally on board with that, you're either totally okay with that, or you're totally horrified. Right, like, and I'm horrified by that. That's awful. Awful. A third of Gen Z. So I'm pro-life. Because I don't think that was necessary. So Jeffrey Epstein, right? I think it was like 2 decades. I think for 2 decades, he was luring children, little girls, and some women, right, mostly girls, right, to a private island of his and raping them with a group of men. And that there was also like cannibalism and killing and murder, I think. Other stuff too that I haven't gone into. Like, there's long videos about what he did that I can't be bothered to watch. But I know there was child trafficking, sex, cannibalism, killing, probably. Terrible stuff, right? And he did this for like 2 decades. And now he's like, and he might still be alive. And now he's like 75. 75 years old. And I don't think killing him is a good idea, right? Like, do you think an execution now would matter? Not to me. Not after 2 decades of crime. Not after he got everything he ever wanted in life, right? And then you just execute him after he got everything, right? That doesn't really matter to me. What I would want is for Jeffrey Epstein and all the people on the island to rigorously serve society in some fashion, to give us something that we didn't have before. I wouldn't want them to be executed. I would want them to do something for us. Right, most people would disagree with that. And if they resist, then you kill them, right? Because then they're not doing anything for us, right? So if a really bad person is able to serve us, there is no reason why we should kill him, right? It's just anger, right? If we can get them to do something great or important, there's no reason to kill him. So why do people disagree with that? Why do people disagree with that? Several reasons, right? So I think that because Jeffrey Epstein hurt so many people in such a terrible way, I think they see it as, oh, he couldn't possibly atone for this. There's nothing he can make up. There's nothing he can do to make up for what he did. So we might as well just kill him, right? Because he's not going to atone for this, and he feels no remorse. So just kill him, right? So, also I think like killing is kind of like the opposite of forgiveness, right? If you kill him, then you definitely don't have to forgive him, and no one wants to forgive him. And also, it's based on a pattern of thought that people have. An eye for an eye is like, I think it's in everyone's minds. And a lot of people's minds, maybe. So, like, it could be like a pattern of thought that's passed down through generations. Until it's in our bloodstream. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about, I don't know what you call this. Like, is this like a steel manning of the other side? It's sort of like a steel man. I don't know. But, like, this is the only death penalty I would accept. Right, I'll tell you about the only death penalty I would accept. Is if people in positions of power were killed. Right, for instance, if a police officer kills 5 people who are, like, innocent. Right, I might, like, I can imagine myself in another world seeing that as acceptable. Right, if I had a different mindset, right? Because you know, it's a person who chose to be a police officer, killing civilians, right? Like, so you took this role, you took all this power, and then you abused it, and you hurt the civilians when you should have been protecting them. It would make a lot of sense if that person was executed. But we don't do that. We don't execute police officers. I don't think we've ever done that. But like, I might accept that. Like, that is the best form of the death penalty I would accept. Like, people who choose power, who choose to have all this power, and then they abuse it, I think that maybe that would make the job safer, like, for us. Because people aren't going to take this job. Corrupt people aren't going to take this job because they know what's going to happen if they abuse the power. I might have accepted that, but I don't think it's necessary to do that. I think you just need to put them in prison for like 30 years, or 20. Right, but I probably would have accepted a death penalty that actually ended corruption. But we don't do that. We don't use the death penalty to end corruption like that. Here we go. which tells me that people don't want peace, right? They want to destroy what they don't respect. And I know a story about what happened to the Germans after World War II, right? So after World War II, Germans got demonized, of course, right? Which some of them may have deserved a bit because, like, they chose to vote for Hitler, right? But not all of them did, especially not the children. The children didn't choose to vote for Hitler, but many children, German children, were, like, killed by outsiders after World War II, right? Because they got demonized, their language got demonized, even though German is actually a really nice language. It's a really cute language. I interrupt this full suite discussion to talk about a fact I learned, right? So, the German word, this is something I learned in the video, right? The German word for snail is Schneck, right? And the German word for slug is Neckschneck. Get it? Because it's a naked snail, right? So, German is like, it's kind of like English, but if you take away the Latin and the French and all the other influences, right? It's just compound words over compound words. It's very cute, right? So German language got demonized, even though it's a very cute language, right? So German children got killed, adults got killed, because people aren't interested in peace. They're not interested in peace. They're interested in destroying what they don't respect, right? This is why I would never support the death penalty, because I know that it's just based on a human emotional reaction. And it doesn't make me sad that Epstein Island happened. What makes me sad is that it happened again, right? And after we execute, if we even execute, like, the people on the island who did that terrible stuff, you know that this is gonna happen again in 20 years. You know that someone rich and famous is gonna get this power and rape some little girls, right? It's never gonna stop. It always happens because we don't dismantle the system that allows it to happen. Right, so, it doesn't make me happy if Epstein or people on the island are gonna get killed. Because I don't want that. I want them to serve society. And I want to destroy the system. But they will never do that. They will never give us peace. They will never destroy the system. They will never make these bad people serve. They will never do what I want. And I don't have faith in humanity. So I don't have faith in humanity. Right. Why would I have faith in humanity? We never actually accomplish anything. Oh yeah, so I wasn't sure exactly where to put this. I guess I'll put it after the third section, just because it's related. I came up with a system, right? I think I came up with a system that explains what should be illegal. How does the system go, right? So, the Nazis didn't build anything cool. Okay, I'll check out the German villages later. Thank you for mentioning it. Right, I came up with like a thing for like a system, a thought for like what we should make illegal, right? So, a crime is anything we should beat you for. That's basically it. So if you're determining, in order to determine what someone should not do, you just ask yourself this: should we beat you for this? Right? Okay. And so what a law means is that the police can if you do a thing, the police will come after you, right? And if you resist, we'll beat you, right? And if you do something crazy, we'll shoot you, right? So if you want to know what should be a law, just ask yourself, what should we beat you for? What should we send people out to get you for? So should we do that for murder? Yes, of course, because that's definitely disturbing the peace. Should we do that for vandalism? I don't know, vandalism, like, you know that spray painting walls? I don't know if I'm honestly not even sure if that should be illegal, only because I know spray painting walls only happens to buildings that are super ugly. You will never see the parrot. You never see the Eiffel Tower with spray paint on it, because the Eiffel Tower actually looks good, right? Like, spray paint only happens to buildings that are ugly. So, like, if you want to stop vandalism, you should make a prettier building. You should make a place that looks like Venice. But, like, right. So I don't know. Should you be beaten for putting color on something that's terrible? I don't know. I don't think so. How about something like, oh yeah, stealing? Yes, we should beat you for that, because you are hurting the economy if we do that. Right, and that hurts a lot of people. Like, because I feel like if you take something, if you take enough stuff, you're gonna increase the price of that thing. Right, that hurts everyone. Yeah, and of course rape, yeah, we should beat you for rape, yeah. So, when you're thinking of what should be a crime, you should think of what should we beat you for. Which is why I think that public nudity shouldn't be illegal. Right, so... Okay, so... Right, okay, so what we shouldn't beat you for. Right, like, it shouldn't be illegal. Because I think, what do you mean by the legitimacy of the property? Right, like, the only thing that gets vandalized is buildings that are ugly. If you want to end vandalism, bro, don't build this. Don't build this stuff in New York. Yeah, I think that's the issue, right? I could be wrong, but I feel like it's the issue. Right, so we shouldn't beat people with public nudity. So I don't think it should be illegal. I think if you legalize nudity, it isn't like more people are gonna stop being naked, right? Because when you legalize it, the amount of people who are comfortable with it aren't gonna increase. However, just because you're legalizing public nudity doesn't mean that if a guy is like naked around a school, that doesn't mean he shouldn't be investigated, right? Like, there's like, you know, there's nuance here, right? Like, a guy who's naked around a school should be investigated. But public nudity in general probably shouldn't be legal. We shouldn't beat you for marijuana, right? For smoking weed. Right. So I've heard that marijuana is like slightly harmful. Like, it can do like bad stuff, I think. But we shouldn't beat you for it, right? Just like, and even if it was super harmful, you shouldn't like you shouldn't make it a crime. You shouldn't hurt someone for what they do to themselves. Right? If they do something bad to themselves, we need to help them, if it is bad. So yeah, that would go for marijuana and heroin. Right, so it's not like, it isn't that doing heroin should be illegal. It's that, selling it is illegal. But if you do it, we should help you. Yeah? I think that makes sense. So, if you're doing it, you're not a criminal. If you sell it, you're a criminal. Yeah, so I thought of this system. A crime is anything we should beat you for, so let's move on. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about this, right? This thing I was thinking. It seems that no one wants to end suffering. Right, it seems like no one wants to end suffering. Right, because the only guarantee... Oh yeah, seatbelt laws. I think if a person doesn't wear a seatbelt, though, that hurts them more than it hurts anyone else, right? So if you're hurting yourself, should we punish you? Oh, wait. I don't know, wait. I don't know, like, cause I know that if there's kids in the car, and you don't tell the kids to wear a seatbelt, like, should you be punished? Like, there's a lot to think about. Right, no one wants to end suffering. Right, the only guaranteed way to end suffering is to kill everyone, right? Because then be guaranteed the end of suffering. And no one wants to kill everyone, right? I remember Jordan Peterson once said, "We desire to find something that will sustain us through tragedy. That will sustain us through tragedy. It will help us stand tragedy, right?" And I think that's true, right? We want to connect with people because that will help us survive tragedy. Seriously? Okay, it's not happening. Right, this is one of my favorite poems, right? That talks about it. It's called "This Be the Verse" by Philip Larkin, right? And I talked about this in my video. Right, they fuck you up, your mom and dad. They may not mean to, but they do. They fill you with the faults they had, and add some extra just for you. But they were fucked up in their turn by fools in old-style hats and coats, who half the time were simply stern and laugh at one another's throats. Man hands on misery to man, it deepens like a crystal shelf. Get out as early as you can, and don't have any kids yourself. Right. I like the poem, even though I want to have kids. I do understand that yes, the only way we can end suffering is if we don't, if we don't have kids, is if we're not here. Right. So I like it because it's just a truism. Right. So the thing that we want is not to end suffering. It is to find something to sustain us from tragedy. Right. To connect. Right. And then in the modern world, like, we're making it harder for us to connect with each other. Right. You know about the destruction of malls? You know how all the malls, like, there's a ton of malls that are empty right now. There's a whole subreddit called r/dead malls that talks about it. Right, if you are interested, go to r/dead malls. Oh yeah, that's supposed to be a slash, not a question mark. Yeah, so r/dead malls, great sub. It's so sad that we destroyed this place where people used to go there, walk around, see things, talk. And we don't go there anymore because we just buy stuff with our phones. We just buy stuff in the car. Yeah, so the mall was like this big third place that we got rid of that stopped us from connecting to each other. I mean, that we got rid of, and that stopped us from connecting with each other. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna take a break, and then I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna talk about, I'm not taking a break. I'm gonna get a drink of water. And I'm gonna talk about this. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to leave you with nothing, so I'll be back. I'm back. So, what's the purpose of life, right? Yeah, like I'm just gonna answer this all in section 5. Okay, so this is a thought that I had once, right? Everyone in the world has 2 parents. Right? So this is you. Right, oh no. Oh no. Guess I just have to do with paint. I could do with Windows Paint. I don't know. Wait, is there a? Oh yeah, there's a drawing thing here. Yeah, so there's a drawing thing on Word. Everyone in the world, right? This is you, has 2 parents, and then they have 4 grandparents, and then they have 8 great grandparents, right? And 16 great grandparents, right? So like we're all connected in this big web where we all need someone to live, right? And I think that's very beautiful, right? If there's anything we know about life, is that we need someone to live, right? So if there's any purpose to life, is to be there for someone. Okay. Oh wait. Right, so if there's any purpose, it is to be there for someone. Right, and I want to make someone happy. I want to try and make someone happy every day. Like, I made a subreddit to put a smile on people's faces, right? It's called r/greatest women, right? And I just made it to put a smile on people's faces, so you can read about, hey, this really great lady, like, who did all this stuff, right? And maybe that inspires you, maybe that humbles you, maybe that makes a difference. So, and I wish I could meet those people that I made smile, but I can't, because they're in another country. But if there's any purpose at all, is to be there, because we can't be here without someone. Yeah, so that's it. I solved the purpose of life. I would like to talk about something biblical, right? In Ecclesiastes, right? Because the Bible does not say there's a purpose to life. In fact, it says the opposite. In Ecclesiastes, it says, absurdity, all is absurdity, right? Which sometimes gets changed to vanity, which, I don't like that translation, because it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Absurdity, all is absurdity, right? Which implies that there's no purpose, or just that there isn't a clear purpose, right? And it was said by the wisest man, King Solomon, right? So we don't know if there's a purpose to life. The Bible doesn't say it, right? Christians act like, yeah, we know we have a purpose, but the Bible doesn't say we have a purpose. If there is one, you have to discover it. I don't believe we can make a purpose, because we cannot, people cannot make things, right? That's important. Humans cannot make things. Create a purpose. We cannot create anything. Okay, we can only rearrange what is there. So, yeah, we can't create anything, we can only rearrange what is there. So if there's no purpose, you're not gonna find it, right? If there is a purpose, we can discover it. And I think I may have discovered it just to be there for someone, because you know you cannot be here without someone. Yeah, I can't believe how fast that was, like, yeah. Oh yeah, Okay, so you probably have heard about the meaning crisis, right? I've watched an interesting conversation between Alex O'Connor and Dr. K, where they talked about, okay, how do we help these young people find meaning in life? And Alex O'Connor, he said some interesting things, right? He said some interesting philosophical stuff, like, and death makes a mockery of everything we do, which, yeah, I kind of agree with that. It sounds like something from Ecclesiastes, when he said, and death makes a mockery of everything we do. Like, wow, that was deep. Right, it was a very interesting conversation. Alex O'Connor had interesting things to say, but Dr. K was, like, the best, right? Like, he said some very profound stuff, some things I never heard of. You should definitely watch that conversation. I put a link in the description, right? The conversation between the Christian guy was not good. I'm saying this as a Christian. The Christian guy had nothing interesting to say. It was only Alex O'Connor and Dr. K. Right, but you should definitely listen to that conversation. Right, so what do we do about the meaning crisis? What do we do about the fact that young people have no idea what they're supposed to do? Like, the answer to this seems pretty simple. I may be wrong, but I feel like we can solve it with this. Besides building malls, besides bringing back malls so that we can talk to each other more, give us something to serve. Right, no, I'm not talking about a god. I'm talking about, stuff to do. Right, I feel like we can solve the meaning crisis by making teenagers work. By having them, I don't know, maybe a community garden. Something like that. Where you just, like, every day, you put some new plant in the garden. Right, and you water it, and you see it grow, and you make your country just a bit more beautiful. Right, like, just give us something to do. It's that simple. Let us live a life. Something that just makes me so sad is the fact that America is a beautiful country. It is absolutely gorgeous. I really want to go to America one day. I want to see the buffaloes running around in the field. I want to see waterfalls. I want to see all this beautiful stuff. And most American children will never see that. They'll never just be a part of nature. They'll spend most of their time just playing video games. They won't see America. They won't see how beautiful it is. So, like, you want to, like, save the meaning crisis? Give us something to serve. Let us be a part of nature. Bring back malls. Like, we need to connect. Right, yeah. If that doesn't work, then I run out of ideas. I run out of ideas if that doesn't work, right? Because, like, just let us do that. Let us be a part of the country we're in, and let us serve it. Give us a job to do. Right, I really hope I get to go to America one day. It's a gorgeous place. You are so lucky, but so unlucky that you don't just get to be around that all the time. You don't just get to see the buffaloes. The coyotes in the hills. Like, I really want to see it. Okay, so... Okay, I need another drink of water. We're gonna talk about this. What is love? Yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, so this is something that's been totally from my mind for a while. Because people talk about love all the time. They talk about how they love a person or they love a thing. And the word love was never explained to me. It was never explained. My parents didn't explain it. They didn't talk about love. My siblings, no. So I'm only hearing about love on the internet. because I don't think my parents ever talk about it. My parents only talk about love when it comes to Jesus. That's it. They only talk about love when it comes to Jesus. So I want to know what love is in a concrete sense, in every sense. So I think about it for a while, and I come to this conclusion. Love is wanting the best for a person and not expecting anything from them. Right. So it's when you give and you don't expect anything back. Right. Purest form of love. Right. Where you just I just want to save you, even if it gives me nothing. Even if we don't end up together, I just want to help you out because I love you. Right. That's what the purest form of love would look like to me. And we'll talk about A Christmas Carol. A Christmas Carol has one of the purest forms of love because Jake and Molly, at the beginning of the book, he tells Scrooge, hey, I'm going to send 3 spirits your way to help you out, right? Because he loves Scrooge so much that he's going to make sure they don't end up in the same afterlife together. So I love you, so I don't want you to end up with me. I love you so much, I don't want you to be here, right? So it's like, I'm going to give you this, even though I don't benefit from it. Even though it means I'm not going to see you when you die. Right, which is beautiful, right? So love is wanting the most for the person without expecting anything back. So if Scrooge has the 3 ghosts come to him and he changes his heart, then he's going to go to heaven. And he's not going to see Molly, right? Because Molly's not in heaven. That's the idea. So wanting the most for a person and not expecting anything back, right? So just for his own sake, I'm sending these ghosts. I'm sending these spirits, which is, yeah, you get the point. Right, so I found out what love is. I kind of got this description from, I think I got the description from a video I watched. And I think the guy is a red pillar. So it's crazy, like, he got the perfect description of love here. I remember he said something like, love is the complete sacrifice of everything, even the chance to be with a person. Right, something along those lines. And I was like, yes, that's it. And then he said, love is a very rare thing. It doesn't happen all the time. Right, and because he's a red pillar, he says, relationships aren't about love. They're about transactions. Right, then he talks about, he's like, I think it's a red pill thing. Where he talks about, this is how you get a relationship. You don't love, you do a transaction where you give and you take, and you're supposed to expect something. Which, I don't know, I guess it made sense, right? Because when you're in a relationship, you do expect things, right? So, is that a pure form of love? Or maybe it is still a pure form of love. Maybe if you're not expecting things, but if you're just wanting things. Hey, I did this for you, and I want you to do it back, right? But I still, like, love you a lot, but, like, which is why it would hurt if you didn't do this, because I love you. I don't know. Okay, so love is the fullest extent of human appreciation. The only way that I can understand these emotions is if I put them on a spectrum. Right, so this is why I put them on a spectrum, right? So I said love is 100%. Right, that's why I said love is 100%. And then before love, you have respect. You have like a mild respect. Which is like, I'll just keep it. Which is like maybe at 50%. I don't know. And then past that, you have like something like no, maybe it's like 20%. Right, what would be 50% then? So that would be something like infatuation, friendship. Like, I mean, something would be in between mild respect and love, right? But I think that love is like the 100% thing. The only way that I can fully understand these emotions is if I put them on a spectrum, right? And I don't believe that you can love someone a little, right? If you love someone a little, that is just a mild respect. That's just a mild appreciation, right? Love is 100%. Love is, I'm going to give you everything, and I don't expect anything back, right? And everything else is not love, right? Like if a guy, you're in a relationship with a guy, and you're for like 3 months, and then he cheats on you. Did this guy love you? Or did he just have like a mild appreciation, and then when he found something better, he took it? Right? So the only way I can fully understand like what's going on is if I put our emotions on a spectrum and say, okay, the person who did this, they did not go all the way, right? And I think that makes the most sense to me. And that's it. Okay, I only wrote 6 sections for this video. Right, section 6 was the last point. I'm not sure what other philosophical thing I can talk about. Yeah, I should have written more. But I don't know, this video was an hour long. So, and I got 6 sections. So, have a nice day, everyone. Thank you for watching. Yeah, that's my philosophy expanded.